Now at 6, a proposal to ban texting while driving for all ages in Missouri. Plus, lawmakers consider a proposal that could lower property taxes in Missouri. And the Chinook girls wrestling team competes for a state championship title.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Drivers in Missouri could soon be banned from texting while driving, no matter their age. This is KOAM News at 6. If the bill passes, Missouri would join a growing list of states with similar laws. KOAM's Yana Hautala has more.
The Missouri Senate advanced a bill that could ban drivers, regardless their age, from reading, sending, or writing a text on handheld devices. Missouri State Highway Patrol Corporal Sam Carpenter says distracted driving is a big factor in fatal and injury crashes.
If you look down at your phone and you're driving 55 miles an hour, you're covering the distance of a football field in just a matter of a few seconds.
Currently, anyone under 22 years old is not allowed to text. If caught, they can be stopped and given a citation.
It becomes tricky in us knowing how old the driver is. The bottom line is just being on your cell phone while you're driving is incredibly dangerous.
Carthage resident Steve Barlow says he's witnessed several drivers texting and would prefer the ban for all.
It would be very vital because there are a lot of collisions and accidents and fatalities.
Carol Green agrees.
Texting while you're driving is like cooking dinner while you're driving. You can't concentrate on what you're responsible to do, which is to be safe on the road. We don't do that much traveling around here. It's 20 minutes maximum to any place you're going to go.
The ban would not apply to law enforcement or individuals using hands-free voice-activated mode.
There's no text that's so important that it's worth giving up your life for. We've seen those. We've seen fatal car crashes, and we've seen what the last message was on their phone. And it's never worth dying for.
Reporting in Carthage, Yana Hautala, KOAM News.
The bill was approved with bipartisan support in the Senate Transportation, Infrastructure, and Public Safety Committee. It goes next to the full Senate for debate and vote. A proposal to reduce your personal property taxes in Missouri is making its way through the state legislature. Reporter Marina Silva takes a look at that bill and has details.
Senate Bill 8 was filed by Republican lawmaker Bill Eigel. It would eliminate the personal property tax on vehicles older than 10 years old.
I think there are going to be a lot of people in Missouri that are going to wake up when this bill goes into effect pretty happy that they no longer have to pay the government rent for the vehicle that they own.
The bill would make your vehicle tax go down each year until that year 10. And for all personal property tax, the bill would reduce your assessment percentage from 33.3% down to 31% of its value. Mid-County Fire Protection District Chief Scott Franson says they look closely at that value when budgeting.
Every year when we start our budgeting process, we receive the assessed values from the county, and we use that as the base for when we start our budgeting process. And in that assessed value that we receive from the county is both the property taxes and the personal property taxes. So, it's all figured into our budgeting process.
He says the more personal property taxes are reduced, the less money for fire district, schools, and other groups benefiting from those taxes.
Catastrophic. And in the grand scheme of taxing entities, we're not a very big one. The schools, the ambulance districts, the library districts, all of these, basically any of the special districts in the state would have the same effect.
A year ago when personal property tax assessments went up by 17.5% and all of those local taxing jurisdictions saw a massive windfall of cash, I didn't hear any complaining from those local jurisdictions that were had a unexpected windfall of additional money on the backs of the taxpayer.
Property taxes on some used cars had climbed in Missouri as the value of used cars increased. Meteorologist Sam Lane joins us now with a first look at the weather.
It's been a cold day across the area. We did have lots of sunshine though, so that helped out a little bit. Radar is clear over the immediate area, but down to the south there are a few showers down south of Harrison in central and north central Arkansas this evening, but those are going to stay away from us. Instead, we're going to see temperatures dropping through the 40s into the 30s, all the way down to 20 degrees by tomorrow morning. And looking down the lane, we have a warm weekend ahead. Warmer on Friday, cloudy on Saturday, showers on Sunday, especially Sunday night, and then maybe some strong to severe weather on Monday morning. And I'll tell you all about that in our forecast when we come back.
It's National FFA Week, and McDonald County schools are celebrating with a luncheon. FFA, of course, stands for Future Farmers of America, and today FFA students were treated to a lunch in the high school ag building to thank them for all their hard work.
Just a deeper appreciation as far as the kids coming up. I mean, we appreciate them. We like to feed them, and everybody likes food. And we want them to maybe grasp that, appreciate it, and then pay it forward, and maybe grow up understanding that they can provide too.
All this week, FFA students have been taking part in different dress-up events, including a flannel shirt day, dress up as their future career, and wearing all blue day. Today is Wood Product Manufacturing Day in the Kansas Technology Center at Pitt State. An event is hosted by the university's Wood Tech program, featuring company presentations, industry networking, and product showcasing. It's a way to connect students with employers in the field for internships and jobs.
Unique program. We're the only one like this in the country that has a 4-year program for wood product manufacturing. And so, it's a great way for lots of companies to come here at one time and interview all of our students. But likewise, all of our students can interview with multiple companies at one location at one time.
The event also introduces high school students to the industry and shows available career opportunities. Coming up, how the quick thinking of one Freeman Health System employee saved the life of another. Plus, the mayor of St. Louis criticizes a circuit attorney for the handling of an incident involving an injured teen in a wreck. The quick response of a doctor at Freeman Health System saved the life of another employee. Freeman Health System shares this story in recognition of American Heart Month. KOAM Shagun Bamadeli has more.
When Rick Moore, the capital acquisition coordinator for Freeman Health System, was feeling anxious, lightheaded, and suffering from acid reflux pain, he drove to Freeman Urgent Care in Webb City to get checked out.
Took some medicine and nothing, it didn't go away, it didn't subside, only it got worse. And that was around noon, so about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, as the pain is progressing, I'm getting a chest pain in my shoulder blade, kind of lightheaded.
After an EKG at the clinic, the doctor told him he was having a heart attack. Specifically, Moore was in the early stages of a deadly heart attack. His heart's main left arteries were fully blocked.
I wake up in intensive care and I'd had 2 stents. I had a 100% blockage, a 90% blockage, and a balloon in another artery.
Dr. Darwin Gerayaj says Moore's heart stopped beating.
So one good option under those circumstances is to just cough. So we turn around to Rick and say, Rick, can you please cough? And he's staring at me like, why is he asking me to cough? But after a while, he started coughing.
The doctor says Moore deciding to get checked out ultimately saved his life.
But in Rick's case, he was here so quick, and we had fixed everything very fast, so his recovery was really instant.
Reporting in Joplin, Shagun Bamdele, KOAM News.
Only 12% of people who suffer a widowmaker heart attack outside the hospital survive. The mayor of St. Louis is criticizing a circuit attorney over an accident that left a teen with critical injuries. 17-year-old Janae Edmondson was hit by a car in the city's downtown Saturday night. Authorities say the suspect was out on bond on gun-related charges in a separate case. He was originally scheduled to go on trial in January, but that trial was delayed. The mayor is critical now of the circuit attorney, Kim Gardner.
This incident and others have highlighted the fact that some improvements need to be made in her office. And she really needs to do some soul searching on whether or not she wants to continue as circuit attorney because she's lost the trust of the people.
In a statement, the circuit attorney's office accused some of, quote, choosing the facts to take advantage of this situation for their own selfish motives. They added, quote, this is not the time for finger pointing. It's time to support this family and ensure that justice is served, unquote. A little bit later, it's championship day for local girls high school wrestling. We'll have the highlights in sports.
We're also going to highlight your weekend forecast coming up and a chance of storms as well. We'll have all the details when we come back. Despite all the sunshine that we had today, it stayed on the cold side chilly, in fact, with temperatures in the teens this morning and this afternoon only in the 30s. You can see right now at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, a pretty blue sky out there, just a few clouds, especially down towards the south with some showers that developed earlier in Arkansas. We made it up to 41, but that was way earlier, and then 25 was the low, which of course was below the normals of 52 and 31. And look at the range of temperatures we can have this time of year. We can be as warm as 83, but as cold as 8. So we're looking at some volatile weather coming into our forecast. We're not going to see wild changes like that, but it's going to be interesting to watch over the next week. Here's the showers that developed down in Arkansas earlier today. In fact, while it was around Poto, produced some sleet pellets earlier this afternoon. Those have now started to weaken a little bit as it moved over into northwestern Arkansas. This morning, temperatures were quite cold, in the mid-teens up towards the north and west, 20s elsewhere, 23 in Nevada this morning, 21 in Fort Scott. And temperatures right now are generally in the 30s, but they're rapidly dropping into the 20s up towards the north and west, 27 in Garnett and 28 right now in Yates Center. In fact, we're about 19 degrees colder in Iola tonight than we were 24 hours ago. A large part of the area in the around 25 to 30 degrees colder than it was just yesterday evening. And we're seeing temperatures feeling like in the 20s right now in Iola and Yates Center. They're going to drop into the teens here in just the next hour or two. And by tomorrow morning, it's going to feel like the single digits out there. 4 in Iola, 4 in Yates Center, 7 in Parsons, and 7 in Girard. So it's going to be pretty chilly in the morning. Beautiful sunset this evening right now in Joplin with just a few altocumulus clouds down to the south. It's 33 degrees, north wind at 8, feels like 26, and the dew point is 17. And in Pittsburgh, we have a northerly wind and a pretty nice night. 32 degrees is what it is in Pittsburgh right now with the north wind at 7, so it feels like 25. If you have a chance to get out there and look at Venus and Jupiter tonight, they're getting closer and closer together as we head towards the end of the month. Temperatures right now are in the 20s, but they're going to be dropping down into the teens up towards the north and west tonight, 20s elsewhere with northeasterly winds. Then as we go through the day tomorrow, maybe a sprinkle or two across the area up to the north, maybe mixing with some sleet pellets with temperatures in the 30s, mid-40s down to the south. And then as we go into Saturday morning, we're going to see temperatures right around freezing across the area with light and variable winds. Saturday afternoon, the winds come up out of the south, and so we see temperatures rebounding into the 50s. And then as we go into Sunday morning, a few more scattered showers around the area with temperatures in the upper 40s to around 50 degrees. We do have a big storm system that's dropping into the west coast. In fact, blizzard warnings are out for Southern California, if you can believe that. That storm system is going to be pulling out into the plains, and as we go into Sunday, that's when we expect the severe weather to develop out towards our west and then roll our way as we go through the evening hours into early Monday. And rainfall amounts are expected to be around 3/4 of an inch in some of the heavier storms, lighter amounts elsewhere across the area. Over the next 7 days, get ready for the roller coaster. We're going to see 47 tomorrow, 54 on Saturday, 67 on Sunday with those storms rolling in late Sunday into early Monday. Some of those could be strong to severe. And then as we go into Thursday, a mixture of winter-like precipitation. So all in all, a very interesting forecast, to say the least.
You and Doug Hetty like that word interesting when things are volatile ahead.
It is interesting.
It is interesting, I suppose. Thanks, Sam. Hey, don't forget, you can be the first to know about all the day's interesting weather with the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone. Doesn't cost a dime. It's available in the Apple App Store, any app store of your choice, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Still ahead, Pitt State and Missouri Southern basketball hit the road for the final week of the regular season, and it's championship night at the Kansas Girls State Wrestling Championships in Salina. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
Well, today is championship day for girls high school wrestling in Kansas. In the small school state tournament in Salina, we have some local individuals and teams bringing home some hardware. Starting with third place matches here, Chanute has freshman Kylie Dillo here, wrestling for third against Hannah Simmers from Atchison County. This one turned out to be a big one. First period, takedown for Dillo, gets a 2-0 lead. Second period now, 3-0. Freshman gets 2 more with another takedown, and that was all she needed. Dillo runs out the clock and wins a 5-0 decision. She takes third, and that win clinched the state title for Chanute as a team before the finals even started. Now here's some other notable local finishers today. Dillo's teammate, Brinley Bancroft, made the finals at 155 pounds, but she ran into defending state champion Allison King from Oskaloosa in the finals, finished as state runner-up. To the top now at 100 pounds, Grace Knoll from Columbus got a second place finish. Same thing for Erie's Brianna Ross at 110 pounds. Columbus senior Addie Saporito finishes second in the 120-pound bracket, falling to Rossville's Kendra Hurla, who earns her third state title. For Saporito, it's the third consecutive year she's placed in the state tournament. Well, this week is the final week of the regular season for Pitt State and Missouri Southern basketball. Both of them are in action tonight on the road for conference doubleheaders. The PSU is in Emporia, taking on the Emporia State Hornets. On the women's side, the Gorillas try to sweep the season series after beating ESU by 21 in Pittsburgh in January. That one is at halftime right now. The Gorillas lead at 39-25. Freshman Harper Schreiner leads the way for the Gorillas with 13 points. After that one, the Pitt State men hit the floor against the Hornets. The Gorillas trying for back-to-back wins for the first time since November. That one will tip off around 7:30. As for the Missouri Southern Lions, they're in Topeka tonight, taking on the Washburn Ichabods. On the women's side, Missouri Southern enters the night ranked 6th in the Central Region with a 22-6 overall record. They beat Washburn by 16 when the two teams met in Joplin back in January. Right now, they're up double digits, 41-29 at the break. Lacey Stokes, like she does a lot of nights, leading the way right now for the Lions with 11 points. And the Missouri Southern men face the Ichabods after that. Southern 16-10 coming into the night, looking to grab some momentum before next week's conference tournament. That one begins at 7:30. We'll have the latest from all of these games right here tonight at 10. So obviously a busy day for high school wrestling, and we didn't even get to all of it. Missouri High School Championships have already started. We're going to have an update from those right here tonight at 10.
I will be here. We hope you are as well. We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The City of Pittsburgh hosts a community meeting to discuss the beautification of the city. Plus, there's an ongoing shortage of ADHD medication like Adderall. We're going to learn what some families are doing to cope. And now some students in Texas gave their school's janitor the gift of a lifetime retirement. Those stories, a lot more. It's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The birth of 2 jaguar cubs in an Argentinian national park sparks hope that the species could recover in those areas. Footage from the Rewilding Foundation showed the jaguar's mom feeding her 2 cubs and resting with them in their den. The Rewilding Foundation specializes in the preservation of endangered species, and what little baby species of any sort isn't cute? That is one cute little critter. Kittens, I suppose they call them. No, cubs, I guess. At any rate, they're cute. The weather.
Looking pretty good for the next couple of days. Just some clouds moving through and then some storms late Sunday into Monday. Some of those could be strong to severe. And then we have a winter mix next Thursday possible, and then it turns mild again a little bit after that. So all in all, not a bad forecast.
Final sports note.
Go to our Facebook page. 14 local girls placed at the Kansas State Wrestling Championships today. Fort Scott, Chanute, Girard, Cherryville, all over the place. Go to our Facebook page. Check them out.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.